Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Bucs Report Show. We're going to have a great show for you tonight. Get ready to have some fun. Let's kick back and have a little pandemonium. Okay, that was way too loud. How you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the Bucs Report Show. Let's have a good time. I guess Bruce Arians and Jason Licht are going to be able to have a good time, aren't they? There's a whole lot of good news there. I guess Jason Licht got an extension. And BA, they just said, you know what? Good job. Here's some money. They gave him a raise. Did not extend his contract. That's a little bit interesting. But they did extend Jason Light's contract. Hallelujah. Glad that's all wrapped up and we don't have to think twice about that. I'm happy about that. Hope you guys are too. There's so much going on in Buckville, and there's nobody better to talk to than a guy from ABC Action News. I'm looking forward to bringing him on here, Mr. Kyle Berger. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing awesome. Doing awesome. Welcome. So what about the news with Bruce Arians and Jason Licht today? Tell me exactly what happened there.
Well, yeah, it's been a lot of news going on today with that. And then we have Kinley not allowed to
right.
The whole commission thing being delayed. But yeah, the Arians and the Jason Licht news, these guys, I mean, they deserved it. I mean, you get the extension, as you mentioned. Arians gets a chunk of change there, but you mentioned that Arians did not get the extension. He may be, I mean, he's on the downside of his career. I think he may go when Brady goes. He only has a couple years left or so on his contract, but I mean, these guys deserve it. Jason Licht did a heck of a job this offseason. He was scrutinized from early draft picks, I mean, years before, but he's the same guy who brought in, Chris Godwin. He
right.
worked get Tom Brady here along with Gronk, but he brought in a lot of good players recently in the draft to help build this roster, and even the work he did this past year keeping the roster together, all 22 stars back. So yeah, well-deserved extension there for Jason Licht.
And the Glazers are busy like, you have $1 million, you have $1 million, everybody has they're just throwing money around like crazy, and I'm guessing it's pretty easy to do when you're selling Tom Brady jerseys and all the rest of the money.
Ticket prices at that as well.
Yeah. yeah, they're not hurting. But that's all exciting news and exciting stuff happening there. And I think that's what, as a Bucs fan, I'm not used to, right? I'm used to horrible years, bad breaks, things happening that are embarrassing. Everything from, MRSA to Aguayo to, just go down the line. There's one thing after another for decades and decades and decades. And now it's like the complete opposite. Everything changed. Everything is going right.
Yeah, it's like you're the fan, like, oh, there's always next year. We can be better next year. Let's look forward to year, like halfway through the year. Like, okay, let's see what we can do. Yeah, but now it's like you're in the boat. You're like the Yankees. You're like the Red Sox. You're like,
yeah.
Everyone hate now. Just a flip of a switch in 1 year is all it takes to have the biggest name in the game come to your team. You win a Super Bowl. It's a completely different mindset now for fans, and fans for the Bucs have known you need to enjoy this while it lasts, because it doesn't happen often.
Ever.
These good things happen at one time. for longtime fans, you've suffered so long, and you finally get to kind of reap the rewards of being a fan of the Buccaneers.
Well, what I find, I guess, a little bit interesting when it comes to this is it's not just that things went well. I mean, there's one thing when like, okay, wow, we had a lucky season where some people didn't get injured, but it's the cascade of things that has gone right. And it's since Jason Light got his guy finally, and he's finally able to put together the franchise he should be putting together, or has wanted to put together, I guess, instead of being handed Lovie Smith and Jeff Tedford and being handed Dirk Cutter. He got his guy. And I mean, it seems like it shows.
Yeah, Jason Light got his guy with Arians. Arians got his guy with Brady. You know how that works when you get the guys that consensus for you build the organization how you want it to run. I mean, good things happen when you get guys that can run your system. It's worked out with the quarterback. I mean, that's what all the Bucs need was the quarterback. They had everything else in place. They needed one guy to get it going. I mean, the defense was already there. You had the receivers there. You need one person. And for Light, that was Arians. For Arians, that was Tom Brady.
I got to ask you this. And you were on our podcast, and it was great. But I got a question, and I didn't ask you this then. I want to, and what is it when you think about that day that Tom Brady was announced? That I mean, for me, I heard it from Colin Cowherd. That's where I heard the breaking news. But when you heard it, did you? I mean, I'd love to act like I was all excited and everything, but really, honestly, my opinion was like, no, wait a minute. I just didn't believe it.
I mean, I didn't grow up a diehard Buccaneers fan. So maybe I'm a different person.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Atlanta. So.
Oh no, that's your. Oh no. I lived there for 20 years.
But this was really the perfect place for Brady to come. I mean, I guess afterwards we heard that he wanted to go to the Saints if Drew Brees had left.
Right.
But I mean, everything was here for him. I mean, you had all the weapons, you had the defense, you had the running backs, the coach. I mean, this is the perfect landing spot. I mean, the other places were what? New Orleans was a spot.
San Diego.
Yeah. I mean, San Diego may have been a good. I mean, those are all three pretty good spots. But when it all comes,
I've never actually heard Brady say that. Did he say that, or is that one of those things that sort of, rumor caught around that he wanted to go to New Orleans, but if Brees left, or did he actually say that?
I don't think he actually said that. I don't know what source said.
Yep, one of those. It was one of those anonymous sources things. Yeah.
Family. Yeah. Buddy said that, but
but
that would have been a great spot for him.
Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay was better. You have more weapons. And you see how it all played out.
You're in the right place covering the Buccaneers. You're there getting all the good stuff, all the good news and all of that, versus being in Atlanta. Think of your counterparts covering the Falcons. I mean, that's got to be brutal. Also, you're a Heisman voter. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yes, I am. I've been a Heisman voter for maybe 6 or 7 years now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So talk to me about this. Next year, going into next year, who's the hubbub about?
Oh, goodness, I haven't even thought about college football yet.
I know.
Yeah. Whoever's quarterback at Alabama.
That's always, okay, there you go. That's always the case. Very good. Very good. Well, I'm excited about this year, but I'm hesitant. I'm still hesitant. I'm still too many decades of being a Buccaneers fan to where I still have a hard time embracing this. Sitting watching the Super Bowl, I wasn't cheering and screaming wildly like I would have pictured I would have been. I was sitting there in disbelief, waiting for something to go wrong. And it's just not happening anymore. And this culture has changed so much. And is the culture change a product of Arians, a product of Light, a product of Brady, or did it literally take all three to overcome the horrible culture that was there?
The immediate change, I think, was Brady, because I remember when you mentioned you're in shock when Brady signed, or Brady. I remember doing interviews via Zoom because that's all we could do at the time with
Right.
the random players in the off season because we had nothing else to talk about. And I think I did a Zoom with Matt Gay, who's no longer with the team, but he was very excited to have Brady come to Tampa Bay. And he said, I vividly remember him saying that it's like a kick in the pants. You want to stand up straight. Because Tom Brady's in the building. I think that was, even though he's not here anymore, I think that's kind of the sense you get from all the players when Brady was signed, that if you don't do things right, Brady's going to get on you. You don't want Brady getting on you. We saw how he got onto players in that Chicago game, all those offensive linemen jumping off sides, all those penalties. Like, he was in your face, and you don't want to disappoint the greatest player to ever do it. And I think Brady was the change that you needed in that locker room.
Does that explain Donovan Smith?
I think so. I mean, he really turned it on. You have to protect that valuable investment behind you, and I think that was really it's they have the talent. You just got to pull it out of them, and I think they do that.
I think Donovan Smith is a perfect kind of a microcosm of this team as a whole, where it wasn't just bad; it was embarrassingly bad, and then all of it, almost overnight, boom. Championship quality. And that's why I agree with you that I think it was Brady primarily, even more than Arians. I think Arians, of course, was necessary. First of all, I don't think with Cutter, I don't think Brady comes here. I mean, I think it's a combination of things. But yeah, overall, Tom Brady changed this culture. I believe that wholeheartedly. Just the sense, exactly what you're talking about. I don't want to mess up. That's Tom Brady.
Yeah, but did he also change the defense? I know offensively, the whole thing changed.
Yeah.
Defense too. I mean,
I wrote an article prior to last year starting about how Brady was going to impact the defense. Mm-hmm. Only in this, from a couple of things. Number one, they don't want to let down Brady. Number two, they want to impress him in practice, so they're going to push and try harder. And number three, you don't have a short field that you're defending as often.
I was going to bring up if you didn't. Yeah, the short impact you have. You don't have all those pick sixes, and you're down at the 20-yard line already. Now,
that brings me to what is one of my favorite topics. I'm telling you, I love this topic. To me, this is I have dreams about this. Will the Buccaneers get a pick six against Jameis Winston this year?
Oh man, they're going. They want to that. That's going to be eating at them. Yeah. It's hard. He's done it so many times in that stadium. Yeah. It's hard to say no, but Jameis is going to want to throw it downfield. He's going to, stick it in those tight windows to try to stick it to the Bucs. And that's kind of going to where he may falter a bit when he's going to try to do too much, try to prove that you let him go. He's going to come back and try to haunt you. But that's when he could try to do too much and throw a pick, at least throw a couple picks, taking it to the house. DB's going to want to do it because they want to.
That's what I think. I think he's physically got all the tools, but I just think mentally, what's that Star Wars thing? It's a trap. That's when he's going to fall right into. Just he's going to become back to Jameis, where he just really wants to, he's trying to do more than he can do. And he doesn't have the team around him this year that they've had in the past.
Oh, yeah. Michael Thomas and really, you got back there, but
got Kamara, yeah.
And I can see those guys getting really frustrated when Jameis overthrows them, throws the picks. Michael Thomas especially. We've seen him cry on social media a lot lately.
Yeah. Kyle, you hit on exactly something that I think this is the key to what's going to happen in New Orleans this year. I don't believe that from a physical standpoint. I think from a physical standpoint, they've improved at the quarterback position. But we talked about the culture change that Brady brought. Jameis is bringing a culture change to New Orleans. It's no longer the Drew Brees culture. It's now the Jameis Winston culture. Let me eat those W's. Let me go. The way I've described it, he acts like a leader. He sees what a leader does. He tries to emulate it, but it's not his nature.
Right. You just got to hope 1 year, if you're a Saints fan, that 1 year under Drew Brees may have rubbed off. It's rubbed off on Taysom Hill. Seems like he could have those qualities being with Drew Brees for years. Maybe I don't know. Maybe someone else. The quarterback is the leader, but maybe there's another guy that Drew Brees rubbed off on and had qualities that could step into that role. But you want your quarterback to be that guy. And
can you really change your character 4 or 5 years into? All of a sudden, you have to change your character, not just your talent. I mean, your character, because that's what you're asking a guy to do.
I remember seeing an interview. I think it was Levante David asked a couple years later after the eating the W thing, and I don't know where that came from. Like, I don't understand what he's doing. He's trying, but it doesn't make sense.
He made a comment. I think it was Levante or is Devin White. One of them, I think it was Levante, said something like, "Yeah, that was a little weird. We kind of get okay. I know maybe what he was trying to do, but yeah, we all laughed." And that's got to be horrible. I mean, that's your leader. I dare him to laugh at Brady. I mean, that's the thing. The guy doesn't do anything to where you're going to do anything other than respect. So, yeah. Kyle, I really appreciate you coming in. Very much. I appreciate you coming on here. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got a fun day tomorrow. I can't wait. I'll be down there 9:00 in the morning for our first practice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You excited about it? You're going down?
Very excited. We'll see Brady coaching, I guess. That's probably be about all he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not going to have him do much, I don't think, in the most of his throws will probably be across the street.
We might see Joe try on in pads, hopefully. Hopefully he's doing something tomorrow.
Yeah. That'd be awesome because they weren't expecting him back that quick, were they?
Yeah. Well, they are hoping for this mandatory mini camp, but we'll see tomorrow. He's been getting a lot of mental reps this past week in the very OTA.
What about OJ Howard?
He's expected to be out there. We'll see if he's doing it. Yeah, we'll see if he's doing anything. But he's one I'm looking forward to seeing what Brady's got.
I'm not going to let you out of here without picking your brain about OJ Howard. I want to know what you think about what to expect from him this year.
Oh man, OJ, I worked in Birmingham before I came here, so I covered OJ's entire Alabama career.
Mm-hmm.
Talent is off the charts. I mean, he's an incredible freak athlete. I love what he does. I was looking forward. I mean, he had a great year last year until he got that injury. I remember he caught that touchdown at San Diego. That was big time comeback there. But OJ, having him and Gronk, it's a cool combination. I mean, the whole team is unstoppable with the depth at wide receiver and But I mean, I love OJ. I love what he does. He's a great blocker. I mean, you got two great him and Gronk. So and OJ Howard again. Look you saw what Donovan Smith did. All of a sudden, Donovan Smith blossomed and bloomed and became a great offensive lineman last year. And now let's see what happens with OJ Howard. If he can remain healthy, let's see what happens. Oh yeah.
I really appreciate you coming by, Kyle.
Hey, no problem.
Have a great time tomorrow. I'm jealous. Have a good time.
I will. Thank you.
You take care. Awesome. That was Kyle Berger from ABC Action News. That's a whole lot of fun. Now let's open up the lines here for you guys. Let me get the link and throw it in here for you all. There we go. There's the link. If you guys want to come on here, we ask, please try to do it on camera. But you know what? I'm feeling lazy tonight. I'm not really caring. If you're on camera, if you're not on camera, I don't care. I'm going to bring you on anyway. Even if you just do audio, that's fine. I'm also going to go ahead and open up the phone lines, hopefully. Do I have it hooked up? No, I don't. Now I think I do. I'm going to plug. I'm going to go ahead and add the banner here so you can see what the phone number is. 678-825-5263. Hey, dude, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I heard no camera and lazy, and I'm like, boom, that's all me, brother.
How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I want to say a special shout out to Kyle Berger, ABC Action News.
Absolutely.
He's like the sports honcho there or something, I think. Isn't he like, is it the Sports Excelsior? Is it something like that? Or anyway, Hey, shout out earlier tonight. You said, you know, you asked anybody, and I'm an anybody. Shout out to Bucs Banter earlier tonight on Bucs Report at 7 p.m. If you guys missed it, it's right below this show on all the social media pages, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Screw Twitch. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not like Twitch. Rick, how you doing, brother? Hey, is it Monday?
It is Monday.
All right. Well, I'm going to go a little off topic here. I'm going to give a couple shout outs if you don't mind while we wait for the lobby to fill up there.
You go ahead and do that.
Shout out to the U.S. men's national soccer team. I know soccer, boo, but they had a big win last night against Mexico. If you want me to explain it, I'd probably screw it up. So just Google it or search on Facebook. You'll see. It was pretty awesome. Huge shout out to Evan Winter and all the guys on the written side of Bucs Report. JT, Craig. Gosh, there's so many new guys. How about this? When I remember them, I'll blurt them out. Old Salty Buck, Ray Kennedy, Philip Schwegler, all those people. But Rick.
Yes.
So if I'm not mistaken, and I know you probably don't have all the info yet because you just rushed from your Madison Avenue sales job.
You have no idea how fast I got up here.
Well, I mean,
got all this all hooked up, plugged in.
Hey, we heard you were quick, buddy.
Well,
no, but seriously, don't tell anybody that. But I believe what happened today with Arians and Light is I don't think they lengthened Arians' contract more as much as they gave him a raise.
They gave him
and then
money.
Extended Light's contract to match the same duration. Correct?
I know that they gave Light extra years and gave Arians extra money. That's all that I know.
Okay, well, I'll just say this. Earlier, after the Bucs won the Super Bowl, and while everybody, including us, still had our jaws on the ground, okay?
Guilty.
Bruce Arians said we're getting the band back together.
Yep.
And here's the thing. They did.
Yeah.
But now they've also signed the producer, the guy who runs the studio, the editor. They brought back the composer, the writer, everybody. The whole gang is now here. You've got to almost. If I believe, doesn't Tom Brady have a 2-year commitment, one contract, one verbal with Arians or Light or somebody?
All I know is, well, didn't they extend? No, they extended it another year. So I think he's still got 2 or 3 years left. That's the funny part.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, 2 more years of Brady. Kyle Trask gets to learn. I think Brady.
Who? Haven't heard of him.
Yeah, I think Brady is the one who will determine, or at least have some say in Trask being yes or no after a year. Like, Brady, I don't know if he's got
the
it.
Funny thing is, Trask is liable to retire before Brady does.
Oh my! Well, I mean, just think about this. Hey, how many PlayStations ago was Tom Brady's first Madden NFL game?
Was he even on a PlayStation?
And then go even farther back. What about when he was on the NCAA game? Like, wow. Okay, I could literally. I mean, there's people, dude. 20 years. 20 years.
I know. Tom Brady probably looked like one of those Space Invaders aliens or something at the time because that's as good as they could do. I mean,
that we saw the meme. I believe it was on your show the other night. It might have been Andrew Faubert's live from the cheap seats, but it showed Tom Brady in college, and it showed him current, and it said something about the differences is you're poor.
Yeah, whether you're it's not that. Yeah, it's what it was whether he's rich or not.
And there's a lot of truth to that, but let's be honest. And you look at Tom Brady now, and every time we see him in public, even on the football field, it's almost like he's perfectly coiffed, and everything is like where it's supposed to be. The towel is pointing at a northeast longitude of 47 degrees or something, And but then when he does his videos, there you go.
Proof that you're not ugly, you're just poor.
but what's funny is then he does these videos like the after game hype videos he did after every win this year, and then he just did one a couple of days ago. And go look at the hair doing that. It's like he woke up and Giselle put him on camera because he's got like a kid and play leaning kind of flat top weird. I'll show you.
But the problem is this: he still looks cool doing it, and that's the frustrating thing to us normal folk is he still looks good doing it. You know?
Hey, oh, I thought that was a cat.
No, that was me.
Okay, so not that your hand looked like a cat, but hey, that meme I sent you was.
But hold on, right here, there you go, the producer, hard at work.
Well, we know there's a couple fans out there that love when you bring cats on.
Oh yeah, a lot of those Canadian guys. They're just
and I know this is we're kind of looking to have a little more fun tonight. So let me ask you a question. Do we have any good comments yet, or is it pretty dead, or should we incite some violence in the comment section?
We should always invite pandemonium. I'm all about it. Actually, let me do this. Let me share something with you guys. I'm going to go to commercial. Hang around here, dude. But before I go to commercial, actually, I'll do it when we come back from commercial. I got a video I'm going to show you guys. Now I'll do it going into it because it's right here.
It's not for my OnlyFans, is it?
No, but almost.
Is it my short?
Something fun coming up on Saturday night's show. I'm going to play a little promo for that before the commercial.
Hey guys, Saturday night, we're going to have a great night on What's Cooking in the South. Lexi here is going to join us, and we're going to teach her how to be a Bucs fan. That's right. How to be a Bucs fan. We're going to buck her up a little bit, right? See you Saturday?
See you Saturday, boys.
Awesome. See you guys then.
All right. So, yep, here's the deal. Saturday, Lexi's going to be here. And what we're going to do on What's Cooking in the South, Lexi is talking about moving to Tampa. She's a new football fan. She's sort of adopting the Buccaneers. And she just needs to be taught how to be a fan. So it's up to you guys to buck her up. Please take a minute and help her become a Buccaneers fan. So it's up to you guys to teach her what she needs to have, what knowledge she needs. She'll be here for you. So that is what I want to hear from you guys. Dude, you still there?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I'm over here biting my tongue because there was so many things I could have gone.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I'm going to save them for Saturday. It's a Lexi premiere.
Excellent. I have no idea who we have waiting in the lobby. Should I bring them in?
Yeah.
I have no idea what's about to happen. We have USFL Bandits 2.0. What's happening sports?
Oh, that would be the professor.
Hey, professor.
How's it going?
Why are your eyes red?
What the heck?
Well, I've been partaking a little bit. So
rooms ready to go with furniture because it's the time of year.
Anyway. How's it going, Johnny?
Rick?
Good. Please don't get me fired tonight.
Yeah, don't get him fired until he gets transferred.
Right.
Hey, Johnny.
Well, go ahead.
Johnny, did you catch Kyle Berger interview earlier? It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I was commenting there.
So I've got a question here for you guys. It's something I talked to him about a little bit, and I think it's a worthwhile question to bring up. Is what do you guys think? I mean, do you honestly think? I mean, I know Arians. I know he has a role in this. I know Light has a role in this. I even know the Glazers have a role in this. Some of the players have a role in this, and Brady certainly has a role in this. But ultimately, who was most responsible, or is it just equal in
Sounds
the
like
culture
everybody's
change I'm
rolling.
talking about? The culture change.
Oh,
I think the culture change was designed to work that way. I think Jason Light went to the Glazers and said, "Look, I can get this turned around," and they gave him free hand to do it, and he did it. And he put the pieces in place that he knew could actually change how people play, not just get good players, but how people could play. He knew that Arians was a well-loved coach amongst the players, so he started with him. They got Brady in, and those three. That's a pyramid. Well, you could add to that pyramid with the Glazers because they actually allowed this to happen.
Okay, hold on. What is this? Hey, Christopher Cole, my friend. How you doing? That's how excited I get sometimes.
hey, we got to throw up the deuces for Christopher.
That's right. Deuces
Much
for
love,
Christopher.
brother. Much love, brother.
Hey, my friend. How are you?
Hey.
You know what? If Johnny could have half that much fun, we'd be set.
Absolutely.
All right, Christopher, who do you think it is? Do you think it's Tom Brady or do you think it's Jason Light that made the difference? Brady? All right, I agree, Christopher. Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Hello, who's that?
My name is Clayton.
Hi, Clayton.
Hi, Clayton.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Good, excellent. How do you know Christopher?
Because he is my uncle.
He's your
Your
uncle?
uncle?
Well, that's cool. You've got a
Yeah.
cool uncle. And you've got a cool nephew. Way to go, Christopher. Excellent. All right, let's get back to this. That was awesome. Does that not make your day?
I love Christopher, man. I
So
really
do
do.
I. Christopher's awesome. Christopher is one of the best. We call them, we call everybody here in the chat room. We call the chat room the pandemonium. And a pandemonium is a group of parrots. So it's good. Well, I would say Christopher is one of the lead parrots that we have in the parrot army.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Christopher is definitely one of the biggest supporters of Bucs Report. Huge shout out and love sent to him and his family, and of course his little nephew. That was awesome.
Clayton is
If
awesome.
he was, I thought it was going to be like I thought Clayton, like Michael Clayton.
That's exactly what I thought was Michael Clayton.
We're going to go with that. We're
Exactly
just going to say that he was named after Michael Clayton.
Yeah.
Hey, Christopher, thank you for coming on, brother. We appreciate you. We got nothing but love for you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Hey, I forgot. I tried to get you to read comments earlier, but you're reluctant, so that's okay. I understand.
What did I miss? It's actually
I
not
don't know. I don't know because when I'm on the StreamYard thing, my Motorola Razr doesn't do anything else.
Here's the problem. Right now, the screen is too far away, and if I wear the glasses that I have with me right now,
that's hot.
They're reflecting the light too much.
But now you look like you're part of like Ethan Hunt's crew on Mission Impossible.
Yeah. But I can see the screen now, but I couldn't read the words beforehand. So
you're playing the role of Emilio Estevez in the first Mission Impossible movie. You're the hacker.
I
think Rick's trying to hint for the dude to read some comments.
I'm more of a hack than I am a hacker.
Well, yeah. That was a good. Whoa, this isn't even Thursday, but throwback. I can't see. That's the problem. My Motorola Razr won't let me leave StreamYard and view Facebook at the same time because I don't know. Bill Gates is an idiot or something. Come on, Bill, get with Steve Jobs and do something. Oh wait, that he's dead, isn't he?
Christopher said he had a photo bomber. Yep, Christopher, you got photo bombed, but we like Clayton, and as far as we're concerned, he was named after Michael Clayton, whether he likes it or not. So, John Blakey, who's in there, John Superfan Blakey said, "Is she moving with me? Is Lexi moving with me?"
Horizontally or vertically? That's the question.
John, let's just say that the answer is yet to be determined. How about that?
Boom, boom,
The answer is yet to be determined. So
you got to get a rim shot.
Excuse me?
You got to get a rim shot.
That deserves a boing, dude.
I don't even have that hooked up. It's the wrong show.
Oh, you are. Hey, everybody, mark the tape. We're at 35 minutes and 48 seconds, and Rick is boingless. Unable to achieve boingage.
Yeah, that's right. Even
Okay,
when even when Lexi comes.
Yeah, exactly, and again and again. But to answer your question about Jason Light or Brady, I'll say this.
Please say something just to keep this conversation going.
Yes, there was a lot of animosity, and rightly so, on some of the transactions and draft pick that Jason Light had done in his career as a Buccaneer general manager. There's no doubt, whether you agree with it or not, you have to admit there was a lot of people questioning his ability. Or his decision making. That might be a better way to put it. So, did he have the foresight to know if he kept building up everybody but the quarterback and just hung on the road Winston till the wheels fell off, that he could end up with Tom Brady? Or did Tom Brady go? Or did he just keep drafting people and signing people and hoping that would be the guy that would help Winston get over the hump? And instead, Brady looked at the team and said, well, that looks like a Madden all-star team. Let me check out that. I like the peak.
Yeah, I don't think anybody had the foresight to think you were going to get Brady. I mean, even when we signed Brady, I guarantee you there had to be a moment when Arians and Light looked at each other and went, "Do we really get Brady?" I mean,
they were celebrating.
But there had to be a moment where they were like, that just happened. He just said yes.
Oh, when the report came out, or it started leaking there late that night, then early the next morning, I was still going, Brady is not leaving the Patriots.
That's what I was saying.
That's
exactly what I was saying. No,
there is no way that Belichick or Kraft is going to let that man leave the New England area.
Right.
And then literally like 3 hours later, or a couple of breakfast burritos, we're banging out the article that the Buccaneers have officially signed Tom Brady. And I'll be honest with you, it made me go, my first reaction, and I apologize to Mr. Brady, was, well, Belichick is very good at letting players go right before their skills diminish. And are we going to get that Joe Namath and Los Angeles Rams version of Tom Brady?
And the irony is that Tom Brady threw as many touchdowns as Cam Newton all year, but Tom Brady did that many in the playoffs. Tom Brady threw as many touchdown passes as Cam Newton did all year. Tom Brady did it in the playoffs. Think about that. That guy's 43 years old.
What was that, like 6 touchdown passes?
10.
I'm talking about for Cam.
10.
Was it 10?
Yeah, I believe he threw 10 throughout the year, and Brady threw 10 in the postseason.
I was surprised he even got double digits on that.
I think that's what I heard, but I mean, I heard it on the internet, so it's got to be true.
Absolutely, man.
It happened somewhere.
It must be accurate.
In one universe, it did anyway.
Right.
But I think what we're witnessing. Well, I'll say this: Arians didn't have, and I don't mean to sound like a hater. Arians didn't have a damn thing to do with Gronkowski with LaShawn McCoy or Leonard Fournette or Antonio Brown coming here. They only came here because Tom Brady. Now, Arians and Light probably talked to him, but the conversation never happens if Brady's not the quarterback.
Well, no, they're not coming.
Right.
They had to approve it, but that was the extent of that.
Well, write up the contracts.
And then you look at who all,
them into taking them.
then you look at who scored the majority of the touchdowns in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. So I think Brady gets the nod on your question, in my opinion.
Well, I'm picturing, yeah.
Well, I thought the question was about culture. So,
well, yeah, being able to cherry pick every free agent you want, that's a culture change, brother. You
had to lure Brady here. And
we signed Alvin Harper to the richest wide receiver contract at the time.
And
how'd that go?
Right.
The Buccaneers' luck with free agency literally started like 3 years ago.
Right.
But
John
Blakey's pretty good at his free agents. So
John Blakey is out there right now. John, if you have a minute, hop on here, buddy. Let me get
clothing is optional but preferred.
Clothing is not optional.
Well,
Please,
I mean,
no.
You got to wear your bottoms. I mean, come on, dude.
Come on, man. Come
no
on.
one wants to see giblets.
I've seen John. No, I haven't seen John, but I mean.
Whoa,
hey, where's this show going? No.
Oh, Jesus.
Matt Colson.
Al-Qaeda.
Deuces.
Al-Qaeda.
How's it going, brother?
I just pulled in. I don't know what you've been talking about, but I saw the sausage shorts, and frankly, I'm disgusted.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, just to show you, just to show you how backwards Oklahoma is, they don't pull out like Matt. They pull in.
Oh, dear God.
If John's out there, John, use the link that I just put down in there
and pull out.
And please come back. I'm going to put the link one more time for you, John. If you are out there, would love to have you come on. If not now, then at some point, would love to have you come be a part of this
sausage
fiasco. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
John runs a group called the Buccaneer Invasion, and it's funny. He just sent me 3 different people posting the same show in their group in the Buccaneer Invasion group. Okay, we got you, John.
That's reach by gangbang.
That's what
there you
go. We're thorough, John. Sorry. But yeah, would love to have you come on here, John. So if not now, then let's set a time when you can come on because longtime friend, very, very long time friend with John. And would love to have him come on here anytime he wants. Matt.
Yes.
Brother, you can join in on this discussion that we're having. I want to know, who do you think who do you think had the greatest influence on changing the culture in Tampa? Was it Jason Light? Was it the Glazers? Was it Arians? Was it Brady? Was it a combination of 2 or more of them? What was the trigger?
I'd say it was Bruce Arians first, and then they creamed over the top with the Brady effect. I think that if Brady wasn't here, we weren't going to keep Jameis, and the wheels were working, whether they admit it or not, to try to find something to fix that problem.
Right.
And that was because Jason Light and Arians are on the same page. And you've talked about this a lot, where Jason Light was brought in after the coach was hired, and everything was always fixing whatever the guy wanted before him.
Yep.
He's finally gotten to the point where there's 2 guys on the same boat going the same direction, and they just happen to have a great quarterback who's mature enough to say, we're going to do it this way, and the guys are following.
Right.
That's the 3, and I know it's a cop-out, but that's the way I see it.
Well, no, I think it's reasonable. What were you saying?
I was going to add to it also, man. We're talking about Brady and the players, and we're talking about Jason Light and the players. Was it him or the players? Maybe Light finally found the right coaching staff for his philosophy.
Yes.
Well, that's what I think happened, and that's what I've brought up multiple times. He didn't get to choose the first 2 coaches he was choosing players for. he was handed Lovie Smith and Jeff Tedford, and I really got to go into that story with you guys one night. But the Jeff Tedford fiasco and how the long-term impact of that mess. You got to realize Jeff Tedford actually has probably a 6-year impact on the Buccaneer franchise. Jeff Tedford, who was probably only with the team for 6 weeks, impacted probably the next 6 years.
Yeah, I think Lovey dreamed him up in his basement, but I don't think Tedford ever came into the parking lot except maybe on a drive to sign a contract that he never returned for.
No, he came in, and I think he was there for like 6 days and had a heart attack or something.
Well, I know it was something very, very brief. He wasn't even able to get his desk cleared off.
No, I thought he came in and didn't he come in and see like Josh Freeman or something throw the ball and had a heart attack? Isn't that how it went?
Probably.
He did an Urban Meyer.
But just sitting there listening to, or watching that whole mess. And now, if you think about Light is busy drafting defensive players, for instance, that will fit Lovey's scheme, right?
Right.
2 years later, Lovey's gone. All these people that have been drafted for Lovey's scheme, now we have Mike Smith's scheme, which is an entirely different scheme. So you've got the wrong
really
players.
A scheme at all.
Exactly.
There was no scheme. Yeah. Well, the problem is you had the wrong players for Mike Smith's scheme. So now Mike Smith, who I think was only half invested in the team doing well anyway, he's there with the wrong players, and it was just a messed up situation. So that whole thing spun out of control. Now you've got, Mike. And by the way, Jason Light in the meantime is now drafting for Mike Smith's scheme. Right.
Hey,
now, all of a sudden,
Smith.
Mike Smith's gone. Lovie Smith is gone. All of that is over with. And now in comes Arians. And now this is the first coach that Jason Light got to choose that he worked with. Most of the time, GMs choose their coach. This is the first coach that Jason Light got to choose. And now he's on the same page with the head coach. They are all working together. And that's why all of a sudden Jason Light looks like he suddenly got smart. And the problem was he was put in an impossible situation prior to that.
And the beauty of it is now that he's able to clone Levante David and all the guys that are good, backups that are going to go in there are going to go into the same type of program. And he's got depth growing. It's depth that's actually just like the stuff he's replacing. And like you said, when Mike Smith came in here, once you got past the first line of attack, you had Lovie Smith's cover 2 group trying to do the Mike Smith thing.
Right.
And it never worked out the way it was supposed to. Mike Smith looked terrible here, but he's had some success at other places. He's not
only
great.
Atlanta.
I wouldn't say he's Lombardi.
Only Atlanta.
Well, he did well with them, though. Didn't he go to the playoffs several times?
Yeah, but he was the defensive coordinator there. And if you recall at the time, why was Atlanta going to why was Atlanta was going to the playoffs when Mike Smith was the defensive coordinator? Then he became the head coach there and still had kind of like with Gruden having in place Tony Dungy's defense.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Smith was able to come in and make some additions to the Falcons defense and do some things with this already high-powered offense. And that's why he had some success there, was he was already handed an offense. The thing is this. What I think makes Bruce Arians different than so many head coaches. A huge problem with most head coaches is this belief in their own genius.
Right.
They believe so strongly that they are geniuses because they've been told that they're such geniuses that they do stupid stuff and think it'll be fine because I'm a genius. And they don't know how to, like, Bruce Arians looks at defense and goes, yeah, I'm an offensive guy. Todd, you take that. And he basically, Todd Bowles runs the defense. Arians doesn't play around and try to be a defensive guy also. He doesn't try to say, I'm so much of a genius I can run the defense also. He doesn't even do it. He's not even fully putting his hands on the offense. He's letting Leftwich do a lot of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure
to
about that.
me, Bruce Arians' genius is his ability to get out of the way.
Yeah, that I'll give him. I don't remember a coach ever coming in with that kind of pedigree that came in and said immediately that, like you said, you get the defense, you're going to have the offense. Call me if there's a problem.
Yeah.
And then run around with a golf cart all day long, checking on the 100 different sub coaches that are doing all the work for him too.
Yeah.
He's got a great. He's happened to come in here and was able to build what he was dreaming about, I guess. Bruce Arians, I mean, in putting together this coaching staff. He didn't get any flack from the Glazers about, look what you're doing to our payroll. He didn't get anything like that.
Right.
Instead, they're getting great reviews and all this woke stuff about hiring women and people of color and all that. That's great, but it's gravy compared to the result they got with the Super Bowl, and it all because Arians was allowed to do it. And I don't think anybody but Light would have allowed him to do it. Or
everybody got out of everybody else's way.
Yeah.
And that can't be emphasized enough. He is, if you guys are familiar with within the corporate world, a project manager.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Arians has filled that role. He's basically making sure everybody's doing their job. And then he got competent people around him to do their job.
That's basically what a head coach's job is.
Well,
but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, that's Johnny,
yeah, I know.
In my head, that's what it's supposed to be. But don't tell me that Belichick is just letting somebody handle the defense. No, he's all over that team.
Yeah, and Gruden likes to spend 18 hours a day there. I mean,
yeah,
the coaching mentality to be a head coach in the NFL up until Arians and recently was you got to live there. You can't have a life, and everything is football 24/7 all the time. And that created Urban Meyer's heart attack situation.
Well, don't get me started about Urban Meyer and his health issues. I promise you, when Urban Meyer gets out on the field and watches what happens, it's very likely he's going to start feeling ill again and leave the Jaguars in a lurch. He'll trade away all their draft picks. He'll destroy the entire underpinnings of the franchise and leave. And then he'll leave with he'll sell out for this year. He'll have a better record and then destroy the underpinnings of the franchise, walk away, and the next guy's going to look like he's terrible by comparison. That's how it works.
Picking up trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't done with Mike Smith.
Oh, go.
For those of you who were active on social media during the Mike Smith's tenure in Tampa, you remember we were always seeing pictures of him out at restaurants and bars with people, taking pictures, eating, doing, normal stuff, which he's totally entitled to do, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was playing the I'm Mike Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers card, getting free meals. And after we saw your defense, bro, I say we start up a petition. Mike Smith, you owe some restaurants in the Tampa Bay area some money, sir. Okay? And coming off this pandemic, they could use it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you see Mike Smith, tell him make a donation to the Small Business Association of Tampa. His defense was horrible. Wasn't that when Mercer was there? No, that was Schiano.
That was Schiano.
Yeah, Schiano.
Okay, so no disrespect to Jacob Charnow, our buddy up there in New Jersey, but you come down from New Jersey and you bring toes on the line, and those toes had MRSA.
Yeah.
and you
wasn't that the kicker from New York that brought the bad toe MRSA down here?
Yeah, Lawrence Tynes or Prince in the Time or
Morris Day.
Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time.
He didn't bring the MRSA. He got it in the locker room, but I'm certain that's probably because at the time Schiano was so in control of everything. He probably only wanted the cleaning staff in there doing certain things at certain times in certain ways, and he probably ran that end of things he controlled the air conditioning.
Toe up and had surgery on it, and then got MRSA. So.
I want to throw a curveball. Do we have a graphic for like a curveball?
No.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
So just pretend I'm throwing a curveball at you. Ready? Wham. All right. I was skimming through some other content from other outlets today. Website I'm sure you all are familiar with here on the screen and in chat. Joe Bucksfan put out an article about a podcast called Sports Spectrum Podcast. And on that podcast recently, they had Buccaneers assistant coach Larry Foote. We're all familiar with him, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't have the quote in front of me, so I'm going to get as close as I can to it. But according to Larry Foote, the majority of the defense was straight because they had already had COVID before we came back for initial camp last year. Now, that's a story because we only had like 5 positive tests on players reported.
Well, during the year.
Right. But I'm just saying, so it turns out, according to him, a majority of the people, at least on his unit or on defense, had COVID before the teams initially reported back to the facility.
Okay.
Well,
So they got COVID early.
I think that's interesting.
It's
Okay.
because of DeSantis and his open policies at bars and beaches. That's where it all started.
Well, I don't know, because if it's before then, they could have gone to wherever and gotten it back in their homes.
Well,
Wherever
okay,
that is.
so
That's true.
So my thing is, do you think, and I know there's HIPAA laws and all this involved, so we're not going to say people who we think were positive, but what I will say is, do you think that that's why Donovan Smith was so freaked out initially about playing this year? Because remember, before the season started, he was considering opting out.
No, I
Yeah.
think Donovan Smith was, he was the early version of Donovan Smith, not the end of season version of Donovan Smith.
Well, there's a couple good jokes there, but I at some point I would like to be able to talk to Donovan Smith, so I don't want to cut those jokes.
Right.
In 2019, Donovan Smith, at the end of 2019, Donovan Smith began playing pretty well.
Really?
Okay.
The other
Then
thing
what
is-
happened
yeah,
in 2020? I mean,
He forget
I
everything
think-
over the summer?
Well, I mean,
I think the improvement came with not having to chase a quarterback around that they had no idea where he was going to end up at.
that's what I think, Johnny. I think you're dead on correct. That's exactly what I think is when you know where your quarterback is going to be, you're blocking for something in particular. You're not
And he
just
gets the ball-
blocking this
he gets rid of the ball
random
quicker.
whatever.
Yeah,
and he can throw the ball quicker.
Absolutely.
Brady would not hold that ball like Jameis did.
Right.
It'd be gone.
Or
And
if we
by
all
itself
remember,
will bring his stats up.
if you remember that Chicago game where Khalil Mack
have
was
to?
basically having prison sex with Tom Brady,
Right.
there was that one play where I believe it was Mack that got done knocking Brady down. Brady did get the ball off, I believe, but the look on Brady's face back at Donovan Smith was the look your father gives you when you, I don't know, get caught doing something as a kid. And it was almost at that point where I feel like Tom Brady, dude, back in the day, it seemed like maybe they took him in the locker room and filled a towel full of soap and started beating on him until he got sensed. Do you remember how that used to go, Matt, back in the day?
Blanket party.
But something changed in him, whether it was a talking to, a realization. It could be something as simple as he realized, holy crap, I'm a pretty big, strong guy. I should start acting like it. And that's what it seemed like happened. He got a little edge to him there in the later part of the season.
Yeah, agreed.
One thing he never did that he pulled with Jameis was smack the ball out of. He would never have smacked the ball out of Brady's hand and said something, whatever it was. But
yeah,
Donovan didn't respect
but
Jameis.
Tom Brady would never chew on his fingers on the sideline either, dude. So
Well, that's true.
that's fair.
That is fair.
he never what?
Chew on his
Chew on
fingers.
his fingers.
Eating
Eat a
W's.
W. Tom Brady eats avocado toast, and Jameis Winston's chewing on his own fingers. So there's the difference in the quarterback.
There you go. That covers the Buccaneers. Okay.
We got it. That's funny.
One guy
That's perfect.
eats avocado toast. One guy eats his own fingers. But yeah.
And who knows where those have been? My goodness.
Wow.
You go so many places with that one.
Wow.
Well, I'm trying so hard here, guys.
I'm sure. We're all trying to behave tonight. I don't know.
I was going to behave till I got that image of the boxer shorts. That scared me, man.
Oh,
Put me in a
those
whole
shorts, they're going to sell like hotcakes or sausage or something.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say. Yeah.
My
never
whole
mind
thing
what
is I don't
thought
even
you
know
were
if we
gonna
can put that on Facebook. It might get flagged for nudity.
say. Yeah.
thing.
It's these for everybody who's wondering, somebody, I don't even know who it was, sent us a picture of boxer shorts that have literal raw sausage links all over them. And
Oh, I'm going to bite my tongue so hard.
Some of those sausage appear to be kosher and some are non-kosher.
Thank you. That's where I was fixing to go. Oh, look. It's
and
Steve.
right on cue.
Oh, wait
Steven
a
Glassner.
minute. Did you really, as soon as we were talking about big raw sausage, bring on Steven?
Don't be jealous, bro.
That's a segue and a half there.
Don't be jealous, bro. You know, we're standing in line. God had to give us something. He gave y'all guys all the money. He had to give us something.
You know, Steven's usually the first to buy one of the Bucs Report articles, so I know he's already got
That is
mine.
true.
We're going to get some short. What size?
Yeah, I'm not doing the shorts thing, bro. Yeah.
Each pair is hand autographed by the dude.
I'll bet.
Nice.
There might even be a
Wow.
DNA sample for proof of certification.
Oh my God.
No, we're not going to have anything to do with DNA on boxer shorts, okay, dude?
Well, no, that's how they certify things now with a little DNA thingy.
You
Like a
ought
tip.
to make a husband and wife package where the shorts are for the for the guys and the blue dress for the girls. Think about that one for a minute.
Or like his and hers boxers, the sausage boxers, and then hers are the Arby's.
You ever remember back in the day they had a shop called Spencer's?
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, they
It's
still
like
do.
perfect shop for pedophiles because they have stuff in there for little kids and then like really weird sex stuff in there at the same shop. But they used a pair of underwear that like for two people, like a man and woman could wear together. You guys remember
Yeah.
that?
Underwear built for two. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's
I was
right.
totally in Spencer's last weekend, man.
I'll bet.
I got a blacklight poster and a wallet with a chain.
There you go.
Hey, I'll bet you the dude's place and under black light looks like a Pollock painting.
No, it's more like a Dexter episode.
Man.
Rick's
There-
buying
all
over
the
there.
time.
It just made me happy because I got to mention Dexter is coming back.
Is it?
Yeah.
That show was
They're
awesome.
bringing Dexter back. I am happy about that.
That
But at
show
this
was
point,
awesome.
doesn't everybody know he's a killer?
I don't think so. Does
No.
No.
Everybody,
Just watch the show.
everybody who knew he was a killer thinks he died. He was in he took his boat out by a hurricane, like there was a hurricane, and they found
Right.
pieces and parts of his boat and thought he drowned, but he did not.
No, I was breaking the fourth wall and saying, "Don't we all know that he's a murderer?"
Now, isn't his partner that still doesn't know or something?
No, his sister knew, but she died in the last episode.
Who
Oh,
was your favorite girlfriend on Dexter?
Oh my god,
the
the last
blonde,
one.
blonde chick from Chuck. She
Yes.
was awesome.
No, oh my gosh, Yvonne Strahovski. Oh,
Yes.
oh my.
She
Oh
was
my.
awesome.
Yvonne Strahovski. I've got a thing for Yvonne
Did you notice how that one side of the screen there just raised up a little bit?
Yeah,
Wow.
he got a wreck,
Yeah.
didn't he?
I got a little uncomfortable in these jeans. I am wow.
If
Right,
they don't make a
I'm
Dexter
a big fan of Yvonne Strahovski and getting bigger by the moment. It's
Oh my God.
yeah,
No,
Yvonne
she's hot,
Strahovski
dude.
is something.
She's
they
hot.
do make these shorts.
Hey, dude.
If they don't make a
Face in
Dexter
the shorts,
versus
I'll buy it.
Barry show, then they're dropping the ball, man.
What's that?
If they don't make Dexter versus Barry, they're just dropping the ball, or have some kind of
Versus
crossover
Barry?
with Barry. Barry,
The other murderer.
yeah, the other murderer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm totally
Yeah.
out of this picture. I have no idea what you're talking
I don't know
about.
who Barry is.
Oh my God, dude!
They
Look
don't have
it up.
HBO in Oklahoma.
No, I get it. I just have to wait for the right day of the week. Otherwise, they catch me on
what
their
show?
IT.
Barry.
Barry.
There's a show called Barry.
Yes.
And that's on HBO.
Wait, is it a? Wait, I'm
It's
sorry.
similar.
I'm
It's similar to Dexter, except that Barry is a comedian.
A comedian?
Oh, so they basically just ripped off Dexter, basically.
No,
Dude,
it's not a
Matt-
ripoff. It's
Matt's still binging Entourage and The Wire.
Listen, man, there's a show called You that's got a couple years out. There's a show called You, just YOU, that is very Dexterish.
Really?
Very Dexterish, yeah. It's worth checking out.
So
Yeah,
you mean like sexually erotic with murder tied into it?
A little bit, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you like weird
you
stuff
guys
like that, there's a
remember
movie called Her.
Oh, that's
Joaquin
an awesome
Phoenix.
movie.
That movie is awesome.
Yes.
You guys remember the series that was out, a mini-series for the first year was really good, and the second year was kind of but it was on Fox with Kevin Bacon, and he was like an investigator, and the bad guy was a cult leader. Named,
it was called The Following. It was called The Following.
Following, yeah.
That was the
Okay, y'all ready for this? The first girl
Yeah,
killed.
they give it up a lot of good shows. I liked
The-
Lucifer,
yeah.
to be honest, but they got rid of
Ready?
Lucifer.
The first
too,
girl
so.
killed in that series, The Following, was my girlfriend.
What?
Really?
Stephen Glasker.
Yep.
Stephen Glasker. Lucifer is still on Netflix, dude.
On Netflix, yes, but like I said, Fox had it and they got rid of it, and then
Yeah.
I'm glad it's on Netflix, which is cool because then you can binge
Yeah,
it.
because that was the best thing that ever happened to Lucifer, man.
Welcome to TV Talk on Bucs Report.
There you go.
Hashtag sausage stories.
Sausage Party, by the way, was disgusting. I saw that movie.
Can we get back to the sausage? Oh,
We are talking about sausage. I mentioned Sausage Party. The movie was disgusting.
Sausage party.
well, I mean, we're all currently in a sausage party right now. Look around, dude. Read the room.
Yeah, where is Teresa, by the way?
The
I shared the link.
terrifying thing is that I'm perfectly comfortable in a sausage party and
Yeah,
Megatron's
Megatron's
butthole.
butthole.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Sausage party
Oh.
in Megatron's butthole.
We probably can't show it here, dude, but I hope you saw Rick's promo earlier.
Yes.
Want me to play it again?
And Lexi is a very lovely young lady
Yes.
of the highest character, and she looks to be extremely excited to be a Buccaneers fan.
Oh,
but-
incredibly excited. Yeah.
Aren't female pirates? What are female pirates called?
Swashbucklers.
Hey guys, Saturday night we're
What
gonna
was
have a
that?
great night on what's cooking in the South. Lexi here is gonna join us, and we're
Who's
gonna
the dude?
teach her how to be a Bucs fan. That's right, how to be a Bucs fan. We're gonna buck her up a little bit, right? See you Saturday.
See you Saturday, boys.
Awesome. See you guys then.
Do you think it was a mistake that I made her lean over?
No,
No,
you
and I
guys-
that
suddenly-
was slick, bro. That was slick.
What was the question?
Like,
I'm
come and
craving
lean in there
wings.
over it. Here, put your mouth right there.
Here, talk
it's not
lower.
wings.
Yeah.
I didn't
Mr.
like it at all,
Microphone.
though, dude. I had to watch the video like 4 times just to make sure I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has very she's got a little Buccaneers shirt that she's gonna
Yeah,
be wearing
okay.
on Saturday night. That's
Little
cut.
one?
That's cut.
I don't think she has anything that's
beautifully.
not little.
She has a little Buccaneers shirt that is cut beautifully. That's all I'm gonna say. Hold on. We
You
all know
found
who
her
this has to be
Carolina?
with Ryan Suckup for president. We all know who that's gotta be. How you doing, Ray?
I should have known Rick would get it right off the bat. I just wanted to check back in Monday night pecking order check. Christopher Cole and his nephew Clayton come on your show, but
How cool was
great
that?
to see. Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome to see Christopher Cole. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. How about
We're
you?
good.
Good. Just
God.
doing a little check-in, just seeing what you guys thought about some of that news today, some of the stuff we hear about the young naval kid, the undrafted free agent who maybe had a shot at that 5th cornerback position, Cam Kinley, and the U.S. Navy says he has to report as an ensign, and they're not going to let him put his 2 years of service off and chase his dream of playing in the NFL. What'd you
They
guys
said
think
the
of that
same
today?
thing to Roger Staubach, and he made
Yeah,
it.
they did the same exact thing.
Hold
to
on. I'm
Staubach.
gonna let me. You know what? Give me a second on this, okay? Give me a second because I've not talked about this. I want to give me just a moment. Coming from a military family, I want to throw this in. Look, I am a massive Buccaneers fan, but I do want to say this. I understand. Look, the kid was given a $3-4 million education or whatever it is. He signed on under an agreement that he was going to have certain responsibilities and certain things that were going to be required of him when he finished. He knew full well they're not throwing a curveball at this guy. He knew what was coming. All right. Now, do they ever make exceptions? Sure, there are exceptions. But this guy knew full well what the agreement was, and he agreed to it. And you know what? It's not like, oh, this poor guy, he's set for life, having gone through that, gone through the academy, and has put himself in the position where he's got a career in front of him if he wants it. And if not, just wait a couple of years. That's my thoughts on this. What do you guys think?
Roger Staubach got drafted, and then he got stuck in the Navy during a war.
That's back in the 70s. I mean, I'm trying to compare 50 years later.
I understand that, Rick, but the thing is, like you said, he signed an agreement, give me my degree, and I'll come in and do my little 2-year stint, and I'm going to retire as an officer, and you'll be ready to call me back when I'm 27 and get out of the NFL. It's all laid out for him, better than anybody else on that. Well, except maybe Kyle Trask, he's got the best thing.
I don't see the problem with it at all.
If they were going to waive him, if they were going to give him some kind of exemption, then shame on us, because that's the wrong thing to do.
Well, no, somebody else did get an exception. I don't know who it was. I forgot which team it was. Somebody else did get an exception, I think from a different academy, but
Air Force, I think, or maybe it was Army. But
they got an exception, and every's like, well, why did he get it? Well, you know what?
Right. But may I say something as someone who actually served? I was in for almost 10 years.
Yes, please.
When you sign that contract, it doesn't say I'll serve unless something better comes along.
Absolutely.
Right.
So you serve because that's what you agreed to do. It's not a matter of, well, I get to play in the NFL now, I don't want to do it. No, that's not the deal you signed up for. So go do your time and then go do the NFL after.
I don't think that he is the one doing that. I think the fans are complaining about it. But I think he fully well knew that he was going to serve, and that by signing this contract now, he has someplace to go when he comes out.
Exactly.
Bingo.
And he's lined up whatever he's got. It's all set for him for the next 5 years.
Yeah,
and he's not going to blow his knee doing some administrative job as an ensign in the Navy.
And here's the thing.
He would be better off. He would be better off going to serve, because it would look really bad considering Tillman was actually playing in Arizona for the Cardinals, and he gave that up to go serve, and they died in combat.
And he waived the contract. They were giving him $10 million or something.
That's a heck of a comparison, though.
No, I agree with you guys completely. I mean, you know what you signed up for, and I think that from a Buccaneers fan standpoint, you honestly, I think we all patriotically agree. And Stephen, thank you for your service, and Rick, coming from a military family, I think we agree that the right thing's being done. It's just that this is the kind of kid. Of course, he's the class president his last 2 years. He gives the commencement speech there at the graduation ceremonies as he introduces Kamala Harris, the vice president, for the ceremonies. He's a very bright kid, and he does have a great future in front of him. And if football is to be down the road after he's done his 2 years of service, he can do it, because basically his agent tried to say, well, I want to go play in the NFL and I'll serve it in the capacity as a naval. It doesn't work that way. But if you get your 2 years of service done and you still are in the shape, and maybe it's not with the Bucs, maybe it's with one of the other 32 teams, or Johnny Dean would have him playing in the USFL. But I mean, there's still a chance that kid can still pursue that dream. But as far as the career goes, he could do a lot worse than coming out of Annapolis, out of the academy, and having a career in the military.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, 2 years of flyby. 2 years is fast in the military, guys. I'm telling you, it's very fast.
And again, it's a guy who the only reason he has this opportunity is because of the Navy,
right?
Because of what happened at the academy, because of the fact that he, in Annapolis, he was given the opportunity to shine. It was paid for. He was, this is a guy who you don't hear him complaining about this. You hear him, he's stepping into the role he needs to step in. He's serving, he's doing what he needs to do. He's not complaining about it. Bucs fans are complaining because they see whoever the other guy was, I don't remember, who was an exception. They gave an exception, and they let him go. Let me tell you something. bluntly put, there are people that my bosses would let go as an exception, and there are some that they wouldn't let go as an exception based on how valuable you are. And let me tell you something, if this guy is valuable enough that the U.S. Navy says, no, you're not going anywhere, we want you.
Right.
I want that guy in the military.
Yeah.
I want that guy serving, because they obviously find value in him and feel as though he's made of the metal that it takes to be something special in our armed forces. And so great. Thank you for your service. Thank you for it. You've earned it. God bless you. Maybe we'll see you in a few years.
Hey, can I ask you guys another question?
Robinson was. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because the dude's in the room, and I was supposed to be working on an article today, dude, and I still am. But basically, and maybe you already covered it, Rick, here on Monday night here on Bucs Report, but the comments from Larry Foote, the Buccaneers linebackers coach, and how he alludes to the fact that the Buccaneers had some outbreaks of COVID last summer at the facility. And what do you guys think about that? I mean, because of HIPAA laws, no one's required to report it. Of course, all throughout 2020, we were hearing Cam Newton or this player and that player, but this was even before the season. So what did you guys think about that? I mean, when he makes those comments that, and Larry Foote's like wondering, not to put his players down, but every day he's in that meeting room wondering, is this the guy that's going to give me this and maybe possibly have me take it home to my family?
Okay,
Here's
so
the answer to that, Ray.
I'm going to step up and say something terrible. What do I think about that? I don't have to think about that, because okay, great, they had it, they're past it, whatever. It didn't impact last year. Last year we won the Super Bowl. Hooray, that's all I care about last year. And maybe that makes me horrible. To me, it just makes me a football fan. Right. And
well,
okay, some people got it. They got it early. They got it out of the way. They're healthy. They came through it. Awesome. I don't know. I mean, that I guess is the way.
I have that same feeling, Rick. I feel the same way about that as I do about Tom. We found out Tom Brady had a bad knee all season,
right?
And yet he wasn't on the injury report for that.
Right.
He would have been in New England. They would have a bad elbow or a finger problem.
Yeah. So, but I don't feel bad. And I know there are people like, well, he should have been on the injury report. Well, I don't feel bad that it wasn't on the injury report. We won the Super Bowl.
You know who was a great example of how silly this COVID stuff is? The guy that was winning the Memorial.
Oh,
taken off the course yesterday.
6 strokes up. He was 6 strokes in the lead. He was 6 strokes up, Steven, and he loses $2 million because instantly he has to go off the course because his test comes back and he has COVID. He had to leave the course immediately.
But the terrifying thing is, here's where the thing gets really scary, because I understand if he has it, I get it, but think of the false positives that have come out.
Exactly.
If that guy has a false positive and they pull him off the course,
man,
ouch.
I hope that's not the case, because he had gotten it already. See, he's already had COVID. And he tested positive. This is the second time testing positive. So
I would ask for another test. I would ask for another test.
That's got to be the test, because it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it does.
And what they said when I heard the report today, that makes a lot of sense, and it's logic to me. If you're a professional athlete, get the damn vaccine, because it works 90.
Well, but the thing is, it's Matt. Not everybody feels the same. Now, let me say this. I'm vaccinated. I am vaccinated. All right. Fully vaccinated. It's been more than a month since I took my second shot. Having said that, I get it. If somebody says, I don't want to be an early adopter of something, like I'm not, when a new cell phone comes out, for instance, I don't run and get it. I wasn't one of the guys who waited in line for an iPhone the day it came out, because I'm not going to be an early adopter and then have all of the problems that come with being an early adopter. Okay, the same thing. If somebody's going to sit here and say, you have to put this in your body, I get it. Okay, if somebody says, I don't know that I want to do that. Now, there are consequences for your decisions. Okay, now if they say, you know what, you don't want to put it in your body, okay, we're going to have to keep testing you. And the moment you test positive, you're out.
Right.
That's the thing, though, Rick. I mean, when I sold insurance in Florida, you have to go give your fingerprints, your photograph, your this and that. It's like you're getting in the military. If I don't want to go through all that rigmarole, if I don't want to have a background check that exposes everything that I may have in my closet, then I don't want to do that job.
But that's different. No, that's different. You're taking somebody, Matt, that is not a good parallel because you're telling somebody not
say that. These guys have exceptional skills that most people can't do, or everybody would be in the tournament, right? And they're exposing a whole lot more than just the two guys that they're playing with in a threesome.
I understand,
you got
Matt.
you got
Hold on,
ball guys. You got everything.
Matt. Hold on. Okay. The thing is this: you're telling somebody they have to put something in their body,
right?
Yeah.
That was under brand new protocols. We changed the laws to make it available, to get it out there. We had to change the laws to rush it through and get it out there. Hopefully that won't mess anything up. Hopefully that won't be a problem. If somebody says that, if somebody says, you know what, I want to wait a little while, I get it. Now there may be consequences. Okay, you have to be tested more. You have to go through this. You have to go through that. I get all that. I have no problem with that. I understand it. But to sit there and force someone to say you cannot earn a living doing the thing that you've been doing unless you put this in your body.
They do
That's different than saying I'm going to check your background.
Yeah.
They do it to boxers. They do it to MMA fighters. If you want to fight at 230 pounds, then you have to weigh between 215 and 230 pounds the Thursday before the fight.
Well, that's
you
different
can't
than
do
saying
that.
It has nothing to do with putting something in your body.
It is.
That's different than saying you have to inject this in your body in order to lose the weight.
Get in
if you're
my
somebody
belly.
who walks around at 280 and you're trying to get down to 230 so you can fight,
You're making choices about what you're eating and what you're doing to you're not putting something foreign in your body and saying you have no control over what look, you can decide if you want to eat, not eat, how you want to work out, what your workout regimen is. You can do all that. But when somebody says you have to inject this fluid into your body, you're taking a foreign element and force injecting it into their body for someone to earn a living. Okay? You can't do that, Matt.
Right.
I think
Matt, because I completely agree with Rick, because that's a slippery slope. One of the things you learn in government back in high school in class is the term called precedent. So once you set the precedent that says, I can make you put something in your body, they can essentially tell you, they can make you do anything. They can tell you exactly where you have to live within a square mile. If you'll allow them that much leeway in your person, they can tell you to do whatever they want you to do, and you should have no problem with it because you let them do what they want to do your body.
Walk up to you on any given day and say, now you're putting this in your body, or
exactly.
you don't work. Now
Well,
you're
slipping backwards into the TB era when they took the tuberculosis patients and locked them up in sanitariums.
Right.
Well, and guys, the reason why I brought up the Larry Foote in the comments is, and I wanted
Thanks,
to ask,
Ray.
I know, right? Well, first of all, Matt, the reason why when you were selling insurance in Florida, they made you go through those hoops was because of those prior conventions you had. So you had to get.
Well, that's beside the point. I don't mind. I've got that on the side of my van.
No,
right
but
the porthole window, there's a little sign that says, "I've done this," and you check off all the boxes. And then on the other side it says, "Children beware," but not on the same side. So you got to go looking. That's my point.
But you guys remember back when the Brady bunch were meeting at Berkeley Prep and the players were all, and people were talking about the Buccaneers and the rest of the league were saying, the Bucs and Tom Brady are snubbing their nose at the rest of the league and the protocols that were not yet in place, but they were building on them. But don't we all remember to a man? I know I do, and I bet you guys do too. Nobody wished for anyone to get COVID, but there was a 5-minute period there where we were all kind of like, well, if the team does get COVID now and get through it, then we don't have to worry about it during the playoff run. Or
actually, I think we even said that on the show, right?
Yeah,
we did.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I think early on you said we'd rather them have it early than late. If you're going to get it, now's the time to get it. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why when
it's never a good time to get it, and it's never time for any of that. And I don't want anybody to mishear what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's getting vaccinated is bad. Again, I'm vaccinated. Okay, I got both of them. It was a month ago. It was when I got my last one. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
And now he's got a girl like Lexi hanging out with him. So there you go.
Does she know you're vaccinated?
She knows I'm vaccinated.
Hey, I'm not vaccinated, but I was neutered.
Hey,
does that count?
Brother?
That keeps you out of one category anyway.
I thought it was spayed, but that's okay, dude.
No. When you get to this age, when you get to this age and you've just given up to the extent that I've given up, it's full grab your ankles.
There you go.
I do want to. I do want to kind of circle back to what Steven said about the previous topic and how 2 years do fly by. Stop for a second, if you will, and go 2 years back. And the fan base is tearing itself apart, pro Winston, against the Winston, blah, blah, blah. Fire all the coaches. The owners need to sell the team. Oh my gosh, Armageddon. Now we got to get Bruce Willis to land on an asteroid and drill a hole. I mean, it was bad. And here we are just a short time later, 2 years, and there's a Lombardi trophy in our pocket. We're the odds-on favorite to win it this year. Yep. We have literally one of the most favorable schedules, the deepest roster this franchise has ever had, and that's in a 2-year period.
Yep.
Think about that.
Not to mention, you're now literally. I remember watching the games. I'm in Texas, guys. It was hard to get a Bucs game here. I'm just being real. It was hard to get a Bucs game unless you had like the ticket. You couldn't get the games. It was hard. I mean, they couldn't buy a game on television. Now you're the center of the football universe, and you got how many night games? How many night games do we have?
5. Yeah.
It's crazy. And
well, just to give you a comparison on time, Steven, because you brought up the fact that you're in Texas, having the Cowboys are still building for Romo, for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been rebuilding since 97 or 6 or whatever it was. So it's miraculous that in a 24-month period that this team went from not, going, oh my God, this franchise quarterback isn't one. We don't, the coach, the GM, kicker and a second rounder, Armageddon, the whole bullshit. And now here we are. I mean, it's weird that we're having a discussion. Was it Jason Light or Tom Brady that turned the franchise around? And 2 years ago, we wanted Jason Light literally walking out a plank in the bay. You know what I mean? So it's a wonderful day to be a Bucs fan, man.
But Johnny Dean nailed it on the head when Rick, you said the triangle or the tripod, if you will, with Arians and Light and Brady. But at the center of that pyramid does not stand as tall and as beautiful as it does if not for the foundation that the Glazers allow Jason Light and this team to build here. The most diverse team, the most diverse coaching staff, pushing the limits on everything. Just been such a great ride. That's when, the Lombardi Trophy, it's not, I don't want to say it's almost it's almost the, afterthought, because it's not really. It's all about that Lombardi Trophy, but the front office staff and the coaching staffs and the diversity we have from top to bottom throughout this entire organization. We go from perennially for so many years, the laughing stock. We get the respect in the late 90s and 2000. Then we go back to where, we couldn't find from a hole in the ground, but now we are leading the way. And that's, in that, Bucs fans,
that's insane.
That's something to really hang your hat on.
Yeah.
Well, you made a great point, Ray. The best teams throughout the NFL, and I know Johnny knows this because he's a student, the best teams have the best owners, period.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I can tell you, having worked for multiple franchises, there's a huge difference depending on who the ownership is and the culture that's there. Absolutely. By the way, to John Blakey, thank you for telling me this. John Blakey, breaking news for me. Deborah in Dexter, his sister, is supposed to play the role, or a role similar to Harry, if you remember who Harry was.
Oh.
Dexter's dad. Deborah is going to sort of play that role.
Very nice.
In the new one. So that's awesome. That I'm looking forward to.
So she's dead?
No, she's going to be
yeah, she's dead. And so was Harry in the first one. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of zombies. You've canned this together with The Walking Dead. Is that what's going on?
Fear of the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead itself is over.
Fear of the Walking Dead.
No, it's not. Walking Dead is not over.
Yeah, yes, it is. This is
our last year.
No, there's one more year. There's 20.
No, this is all right.
Hey, we can argue about this all day. I'll bet you on this one. Yeah, they just had 6 episodes finishing out the previous season. Now they've got one full season yet to come.
I wish I haven't watched that thing since Rick disappeared.
Oh, I know. I still love it. It's a great show, and I'm looking.
Did you
forward to
hear
see
that
what they
Kerry
do.
Lloyd's going to work out for the most diverse football team in the league, the Buccaneers? And,
What?
And
We just
What?
shifted gears. Wait, what?
Kerry Lloyd? You don't know who Kerry Lloyd is?
Oh yeah.
She is a woman with a footy.
Oh,
She can
oh,
pop
oh.
the ball.
Yeah,
Oh, she's
yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah.
actually come into camp.
Carly Lloyd.
Carly Lloyd.
Carly
Yeah.
Lloyd,
No
yes.
wonder I didn't know what you were talking about. Like,
And Matt's like, no wonder she hasn't answered my DMs.
well, no, that, and she looked at his history and she sees those 3 priors and she's like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna talk to that guy at all. I didn't even tell you what the priors were for. But hey, guys, I gotta get Ruth home. It's past her bedtime. Thanks for letting me stop in. But I just wanted to say, did you guys get a chance to see Johnny B and his new Out of Bounds show last night
Yeah, it
on
was
Bucs
awesome.
Report?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Rick, you were on there, and
Yep.
he's another asset that we're adding.
Rick
to
likes
this.
to be on the bone.
And
That's
let me.
what we do.
Rick likes the bone.
They really like
but-
to feel the bone.
But
For
the
about
thing
30
is,
minutes straight, from what I heard.
he's on the air right now here, and he's terrestrial radio here Monday through Friday. But
Yep.
I think I think Rick, you know him better than any of us. I think he kind of kept it wound back a little bit, but he's probably going to open it up a little more moving forward. So, definitely wanted to do a little shout out to Johnny B. He did a really good show last night, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. And thanks for having me on tonight, brothers.
Yep, thanks for coming on.
Good to see you, Ray.
Good to see you,
later,
Steve. Hey,
Ray.
take care, Matt, Johnny, and Dude, and Rick, and Mary Ellen, and Bobby Sue. Y'all have a good evening.
There you go.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night,
Happy
Mom.
New Year.
So here's what we're gonna do, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down for the night, but I want to say this: I am off for until Saturday. I will be back on Saturday. I'm busy Friday night, and Saturday night is gonna be a very fun show. What the heck was that?
Squeaky box screen sound.
What the heck was that?
Little squeaky box screens. Get that Friday night shuffle going on.
I'm not sure what. I wasn't sure what noise I was hearing.
Did you buy a van, Rick? Did you buy a van?
That was a squeaky mattress.
Oh.
Have a good night, everybody. Before I
Fell off. He's getting a little side action there, and now his off days are starting to all be
You
used.
guys hear Rick? He's going to be busy Friday night.
Busy. He's
I'm
got
gonna be right in the middle of
Plan.
someone, so I gotta. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you
It
guys
was fun,
Saturday
guys.
night at 8:30. And and for What's Cooking in the South, the intersection of food and football, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So it's food, football, and fun. All right.
all right, Rick. See you.
Have a good one.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Hashtag sausage shorts.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. And I got a little crazy tonight. Normally we don't do this on the Bucs Report show. Normally we do this on other shows, but what the heck? All right. We're going to go. I'm going to play the promo for Saturday night one more time. You guys have a very good night, and I will see you Saturday at 8:30 on What's Cooking in the South.
Hey guys, Saturday night, we're going to have a great night on What's Cooking in the South. Lexi here is going to join us, and we're going to teach her how to be a Bucs fan. That's right. How to be a Bucs fan. We're going to buck her up a little bit, right? See you Saturday.
See you Saturday, boys.
Awesome. See you guys then.